For most people, getting on a plane and going to a faraway places is an escape route from the daily chores of life. But if you choose the wrong destination, that trip may just be a one-way trip to your grave. Before we jump into today's topic, please like and subscribe to support the channel. Today, we look at the African nation of Sudan. If having two flags is not a sure sign of trouble in your book, then this might be your kind of holiday destination. Unless you are an investigative journalist for a war channel, or probably a United Nations peacekeeper, chances are you won't be booking a flight to Sudan very soon. This is despite the fact that Sudan is home to the Nubian pyramids, one of the oldest surviving structures of early human architectural achievements. Perhaps surprising to most people is the fact that Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt. Admittedly, they are less in grandeur and size to those of their famous neighbor. While that is something worth traveling thousands of miles to witness, unfortunately the risk outweighs any potential cultural gains one might register. Sudan is one of the few remaining places on earth where warlords have absolute reign over territories. Whilst the fighting is mostly internal conflicts centered around the contentious border between South and North, the warlords have been known to take tourists as hostages to leverage on international media coverage. Kidnappings for ransom are also a real danger, and are often carried out by criminal gangs that take advantage of the anarchy brought about by the constant state of war. Even a police escort is by no means a foolproof safety measure, as the line between the police and militia is blurred, and the police have been accused of gross human rights violations themselves. So bad is the record that it has been reported that being imprisoned is just as worse as being kidnapped. Reports of people enduring hours of brutal torture and beatings whilst in police custody are all too common. In addition to that, tourists have been known to be harassed and detained over flimsy and often made-up charges as a method of extortion. It makes it very difficult then to trust the police in the case of an emergency. To make matters worse, the police are poorly resourced to undertake any complex rescue mission. If you ever find yourself in this predicament, your best bet at freedom is your home nation intervening to rescue you. That failing, then it is up to the UN to try and rescue you and fly you out before you meet your demise. And trust me, this time you won't complain that you are flying home in the back of a cargo plane. You will be glad you are not flying home in a coffin. So yes, if you can look past the risk of possible capture and torture by Sudan's warlords or militia, then go ahead and book that flight to see the over 200 Nubian pyramids scattered across the Sudanese desert. But, remember, you have been warned.